Hey guys, today we are going to talk about the new Terraria toys! Woohoo! But of course, you can't talk about Terraria without also bringing up Minecraft! Because no matter how many conversations you have about how Terraria does its own thing, sure it's a world builder, but it does things completely different, it's 2D retro, it doesn't act anything like Minecraft, people still always compare it to Minecraft! So, today we are going to take a look at the Gold Armor Player, the Pirate, and the Goblin Tinkerer, and see how they compare to the Minecraft toys! Alright, let's start by taking a look at the packaging here. You can see it's a simple bubble on card blister pack, whatever you want to call it. It does have this nice little hanger thingy on it, so if you're somewhere that needs to hang it up, there you go. But you can see that we've got the logo for the game on there. We've got some game-inspired artwork, including the card back, which looks like a Terraria house. Terraria is done in a blocky style, similar to Minecraft, admittingly, and so it does maintain that on the outset. You can also see there are doors here to go into the floors, and we've got some torches hanging on the back. It also has that pixelated wood theme that looks just like the in-game graphics. On the back, again, logo. You see more of the house building. You can see how the character actually looks in the game, which is interesting because right down here, you can see how he looks in the animated series. And honestly, if we take a look at the toy, it looks somewhere in between the two. There's a lot more facial detail and body detail that looks more like our 3D image here from the cartoon, but it does maintain the look, including the red jewel in the middle of the original game artwork. So we got kind of an amalgamation of both of those coming together here. And you can see that it comes with quite a few accessories within the pack. Now these at a place like Toys R Us are $8.99. And considering the figure, and you've got 4 accessories here, that's pretty good value for the price of those figures. If you go, even places like Big Lots will have a Minecraft figure with a single accessory or 2 accessories, and it's $10. So a little bit cheaper here from Jazzwares, but the question is it the same quality? Of course, you can see that there are other figures available. These are, I believe, the ones who are available loose. Skeleton, Goblin, Tinkerer, Witch Doctor, Pirate. There's also a large figure pack. It's, I believe, a 4-pack of figures, and it runs a little more expensive, but you can get some other figures that way. But as far as single packs go, there you are. Now that he's out of the package, we can get a better look at the figure and his accessories here. And one of the things that we can see about the figure is that he is very similar, of course, to the Minecraft figures. If we set them side by side here, you can see that they're about the same size. There's a little more detail in the Terraria figures than there are the Minecraft figures. The arms are a little longer, but the Minecraft figures are taller. So the scale, while similar, is not identical. The legs are a lot bigger on the Minecraft figure, which is kind of awkward. When we take a look at the figure, the helmet actually can come off, so you can have the player without it if you so desire. And you can see that the head has a little more shape, a little more curve to it than the Minecraft figures do. And it's just part of the game style. The game is, made in a retro style, but it's not necessarily blocky per se, like Minecraft actually, attempts to be blockier. So that is kind of nice, though, that you can take that off, customize your figure a little bit if you so choose. The joints of the figures are put together similarly. You can see, you can just pull off the head there, and it's just a little pin that pops in the head there. And it's the same thing here on our Terraria figures. Pop the head off, but of course the pins are a different size, so they're not interchangeable. You're not going to customize between Terraria and Minecraft. Now with our figure, we do get some accessories. We've got the gold sword there, the anvil, we've got the trident, and we've got a pickaxe. Similar, again, to Minecraft. Now, here is the, if I can get my fingers on it, here is the Minecraft sword that comes with that set. And here is the sword that comes with Terraria. and you can see that they are in fact very similar in design, although not completely identical. They are different sizes, different scale, so that at least is different. And of course, the Minecraft has a little more deco to it, so it looks just a little bit nicer because of the way that's done. Also, it looks as if the edges on the Minecraft figure are just a little better developed. They're sharper, they're cleaner. On the Terraria one, they look a little more rounded and not quite as nice. And the paint application doesn't look that nice on the Terraria figure either. It just, overall, just doesn't, even though it's kind of, looks like Charlie Brown's t-shirt. What they've done is they've cast it in the lighter yellow that you can see in the handle, and then they painted a deeper yellow up here on the blade for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why. And that paint application kind of continues through the other figures as well, or the other accessories. You can see that while they put some colorization in the middle of the pickaxe blade, it is just a little off. It doesn't line up exactly. If you look at the line of the paint to the pixel there on the end, it just doesn't line up quite right, so oh well, what are you going to do? And the paint does kind of go down. If you look here on the handle, it is gray right there on the handle. So I guess it was cast in the brown and they painted the gray on, and the gray is a little sloppy. Maybe they painted it in the gray and the brown is sloppy. I don't know. Regardless, just doesn't quite look as nice on the Terraria figures, just for whatever reason. Trident, the same way, where they put some color on it, but the color is just a little off, so it just doesn't quite look as nice. I mean, it looks fine. From a distance, you're not really paying that much attention to it, but, you know, it's fair to say that the quality just isn't quite up to the same standard as in the Minecraft. Fair enough. The anvil looks like an anvil, so it's fine. One thing I noticed about the Minecraft figures, though, is when you look at their hand, you can see that their hand is cut in that saw blade shape. And so when you take an accessory like the sword and you put it in there, it fits right into that saw blade shape. The Terraria figures, on the other hand, the arms are just the straight rectangular cutout. So if you take something like the sword and go to put it in the hand, there's tension there because they made it, you know, the right size where it's being held on by both sides of the hand. But quite frankly, that's going to wear out over time. The more you put it in and take it out, and like my kids that will constantly play with them, over time it's either going to wear out the hand or it's going to wear out the handle of the sword, and it's just not going to hold in there very well. So Minecraft thought a little bit better at thinking ahead on how to have them hold the objects, but it is nice that you do get extra accessories in with the Terraria figure. And then just because I can, we'll compare our gold player Terraria figure to Juan Pierre. There's Juan Pierre. Doesn't really hold up to Terraria. The Goblin Tinkerer, you can see here, comes with quite a few accessories once again. If we take a look at the back of the package, you can see there he looks in game. That's how he looks in the cartoon. And the cartoon, no, he's not exactly how he looks in the cartoon. Again, we have an amalgam of how he looks in the cartoon and how he looks in the game as far as his figure goes. So I guess, you know, to be fair, if you've got a kid that likes the cartoon, then he can say it's the cartoon one. If he likes the game, you can say it's the game one. But again, comes with a lot of accessories, and you can see that there's a fair amount of detail on him. So we'll open him up, take a look. So here's our weapons master, the Goblin Tinkerer, and you can see he comes with his workbench and a couple weapons. Workbench actually, you know, looks great. Actually, I kind of really enjoy the accessories, I think, more than the actual figures. It just has the exact look of what you see in the game, and I really appreciate that. The Goblin Tinkerer himself, you can see he's got some glasses on there. His ears have some extra detail, but of course the body is the same as our standard Terraria figure. So nothing new and exciting there. His accessories, they actually look better than the ones that come with the player. The Paint app is just a little bit better, and again, that could be just the machine it's on, how it's putting it together, but it has the look of the pixelated weapons. And I'm actually kind of surprised in the detail. Now, this little guy, something you throw down on the ground and hope that the zombies step on in order to hurt him. And it actually has a little more detail in it than I would have expected on a tiny little piece like that. So that's actually pretty cool. And here you've got your magical staff for fighting the goblins when the goblins come. Now again, his hand has kind of that same issue where you can put stuff in it, but it's just held in by the tension, which means eventually the tension is going to rub down and wear off, and it's not going to hold it as well. But he's still, you know, for now at least, he can hold it. Here he is in comparison to our player. Here's your Minecraft Steve in order to compare him with. As you can see, Steve is once again a little bit taller. Steve's legs are actually harder to balance because they are just those tiny little pin legs, where we do have actual feet on our Terraria figures, which allows them to have more stability. Steve's drunk, so he's just going to fall over. Maybe Juan Pierre can go help him out. Here is our pirate, who actually comes with a lot of interesting looking accessories. I'm actually kind of excited to rip the package open here in a moment. But again, we'll take a look at him compared to the artwork on the back and the way the character looks in the animated series. And quite frankly, this pirate doesn't really look a whole lot like either. He's a good-looking figure. I'll give him that as far as these pixelated type figures go, but I guess, I don't know. In the actual game version, you can't see an eye patch, so you can't really tell that one's there. You can see that in the animated version of him, but boy, I don't know, took some liberties there, but again, it's an amalgam of both the game and the animated series, so that's going to make both kids happy, or I guess both kids sad if they really want it 100% legit. But anyway, let's rip this guy open. So here is our pirate with the treasure map, the cannon, the treasure chest, and his sword. Taking a look at him, you can see that, again, compared to the Minecraft figures, there's a lot of detail going on with the hat and the beard and his cloak. His long flowing pirate cloak actually hangs down past his midsection, unlike the other characters, so it does add a little more authenticity to the look of the character, so that's pretty cool. Treasure map doesn't have a whole lot going on with it, but you do have a path marked on there. X marks the spot. It's got that ripped look on the top and bottom, and it is curled on the ends. The only problem is, of course, you can see that it has those bumps in the four corners. I don't know if that's from the injection molding process. Kind of wish those were on this side that you're not ever going to look at, as opposed to the side that actually has the X marking the spot. But his hands, hopefully, can still hold it. Yeah, so, no, hey. Pirate, hold on to that map. Pirate cannot. Wow. I thought for sure the hands would be able to hold the map. What if can we slide them in? Okay, so if we force it into both hands, we can create a little bit of tension by having the hands at different angles, and that can keep it from falling, but quite frankly, it's going to fall right through his hands if they're lined up incorrectly, I guess you could say, or correctly. Here is our cannon, which looks like it came out of Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, actually. But that is actually just a pretty cool, solid piece of plastic. Nice accessory there. The treasure chest is, well, it's almost an illusion because it looks like a nice thick chest, but it's really flat. Not a lot of depth to it. I was hoping for a little more depth to it, but I mean, I guess we're getting this big freaking cannon out of it. You can't expect too much. And his sword, well, some of the same paint problems we have where it's not lined up quite correctly. The paint's just a little more sloppy than probably what we would want on something like this, but I mean the design of it looks good. I mean you can tell that definitely it's that Buccaneer sword, so I mean at least that's something special. I wanted to compare him here with something a little different than just pulling out Steve. We can pull out our villager from Minecraft. The villager has a little more paint on him, a little more detail than Steve. He's got that big nose sticking out, and he's got his little cloak on. He's the blacksmith, I believe, so he's got his blacksmith cloak. And you can see that the pirate here just has more detail. There's just more going on with him than there is with the villager blacksmith here. So at least that is something for Terraria. You can just see that they have a little more detail. Now, whether or not you want that detail, or you want it to have more of the classic look, like Minecraft just looks flat, pixelated, whereas the Terraria ones have a little more detail. It's still pixelated, but it is more detailed. So I guess, depending on how retro you want it to look exactly. But the rest of the accessories, like this is from the Minecraft set, you know, it works. It works for Terraria. So really, a lot of these pieces just, they're interchangeable without much problem. If you want to pull in a Steve to your Terraria world, or you want to have a Goblin Tinkerer show up in Minecraft, you can do it. They don't look too insanely different that you're not going to be able to play with them all together. I mean, the only one who really doesn't fit is Juan Pierre. Why do I keep putting Juan Pierre in there? Because I want to. I just think it's funny. So anyway, there you go, guys. That's a look at Terraria toys. There are some other figures out there. The loose figures, you can still find a witch doctor and a skeleton. And then there's that 4-pack of bigger characters that also comes with a slime and an Eye of Cthulhu, I believe. But anyway, the Terraria figures, overall, they're not fantastic, but they're okay. And overall, I'm okay with that as well. I like these. They're about the same price point as the Minecraft figures, but a little bit cheaper. But I think the scale works well enough that, you know, it's not that bad, not that different. So overall, I'm okay with it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.
Dirt on me!